What's going on, guys? I'm back, and today I kind of just want to talk about the Portland Trailblazers. The playoffs currently have started. They're I believe, the 3 seed, and they're going to be playing the Thunder as the 6 seed. And I'm not going to lie, I think this is actually a very good series, an underrated one, because obviously people aren't going to think the Portland Trailblazers are that good because of what happened last year, but I do think they have a chance of winning and moving on to the second round. But we'll also talk about that. We'll talk about the success of Damian Lillard. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get started. So this year, Damian Lillard's averaging 25.8 points, 6.9 assists, 4.6 rebounds. He's been doing this thing. He's normally known for doing this thing in the regular season. And when it comes to playoff time, he's normally known for not exactly showing up. And I'm not even just saying that because of last year, because it was really apparent. But like throughout his years, it's not like it's been a horrible, but it's like we've seen a different Damian Lillard, like a fringe all-star Damian Lillard, lower efficiency type player. And this year I think is really big for his legacy, because for all we talk about, Damian Lillard's underrated, one of the most underrated players in the league. But eventually, you're going to have to show us the playoffs. And I think this is going to be the year he does it. And how I see it, this Thunder team has been vulnerable, I should say, as of lately. And yes, their defense is still at top in the league, but ever since that losing streak, they haven't been like top 1 to 3. I think they've been around, I'd say 4 to 7. I have to go check on that. But basically, they haven't been as good defensively, and we all know offensively they're not that great. Paul George hasn't been as effective, and it'll be very interesting to see, because if the Thunder play like they did last year, if Paul George and Russell Westbrook did whatever they freaking did, that's not going to be good. And something's going to have to change between those two, because if they do exactly what they did last year, this Trailblazers team is going to win. But my initial thing when I saw this is that I believed in the Thunder because of what happened to Damian Lillard last year, and how this Trailblazers team, when Lillard and McCollum are off the floor, how bad they are, I guess that's how I want to put it, because they really don't have much shot creators off the bench. And outside of like Evan Turner as a playmaker, who really isn't that good anyways, they don't have much. I mean, Seth Curry could step up maybe, but like I'm not really expecting much from him. And so it's kind of hard to pick these Trailblazers, because it's kind of hard to believe in them. And then when you have the Thunder, who have an MVP candidate, Russell Westbrook, who, yes, people think he's overrated, but the man goes out, puts up triple-doubles. He's an athletic point guard, and if his shot's there, he's going to do his thing. And so it's kind of difficult to root against them in this series. Now, this is the one series that I have no idea. I picked the Thunder to win in 7, but as I'm making this video, it's kind of difficult. And I will eventually end up choosing what I want to do. It's either Portland in 7 or Thunder in 7. But it is so difficult, because both these two teams last year disappointed in the playoff. And so we don't exactly know. And if Paul George does his thing, I think they'll win. But at the same time, he's known for being an inconsistent player. He's been inconsistent before. And it's just very difficult to pick them. But on the other side, Damian Lillard has to step up for these playoffs. CJ McCollum has to step up for these playoffs. And now, it's not that CJ McCollum didn't show up last year. I honestly think he didn't play that bad. But I think he needs to do a little bit more. Not that it's like he's doing bad by anything. It's just I think he needs to step up just a little bit more. Now, the reason why I initially also picked the Thunder is because of Yusuf Nurkic being injured. And not that Enes Kanter's a bad center or anything, but I think we all know where he is at defensively, to the point where it's going to hurt him, because Russell Westbrook is such an athletic point guard, and their pick and roll, Steven Adams, it's going to be difficult for him to guard Russell Westbrook in that pick and roll, because he wants to get to the basket and do his thing. He wants to pull up for those threes. And Enes Kanter sags in the paint so much, to the point where they might play Enes Kanter off the floor because of how poorly defensively he is. I'm not saying he's been that as bad this year. He's at least somewhat improved, I guess what I'm saying, but he's still bad. And so therefore you got to go down to Zach Collins. Zach Collins is a good defensive player. He's not the best, but he's young. He's kind of fragile at times, where he can get muscled by bigger big men. And honestly, I think Steven Adams can be big in this series. And I think him and Jeremy Grant are going to be the most underrated players in this series. And that is why, as of right now, I'm going with the Thunder in 7. But at the same time, don't sleep on Damian Lillard. I know I just said that he needs to step up, and yes, he has stepped up before. But this year, this could be the year where he solidifies him as a top 15 to 10 player. And I think, honestly, just because that this point guard era is so good that he's gone underappreciated. But the man is dropping buckets. They call him Dame Time for a reason. And so, at the end of the day, when he's going off, this Trailblazers team is hard to beat. And they have shooters. They have Mo Harkless, who can shoot a little bit. Not the most consistent, but he can shoot. Seth Curry, a sharpshooter. And I know I only named 2. CJ McCollum, a good shooter. I only named 2 or 3. But I think that's enough. I also do think Al-Farouq Aminu is going to be underrated for this team, similar to Jeremy Grant. I think Jeremy Grant's a little bit better, but a similar type of player. Long, lengthy, lockdown. He can space the floor a little bit. But that's just kind of what I wanted to say. I do think Thunder will eventually win 7. I might change my thing. I'll let y'all know. But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see y'all next time.